fellas and folks alike, the Nintendo 3DS is a system that I have a strong fondness for. Mostly from nostalgia, but also because of how weird and experimental it was. Its central gimmick became outdated pretty fast, and they were trying their hand at a bunch of other silly stuff on the side. We all know about the AR and the gyro sensors and the StreetPass and the cool jingles that play when you highlight games on the home screen. My personal favorite was the one for Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion. Classic sound. But the one hyper-specific feature that I feel like talking about in length is play coins. What's the deal with play coins? I mean, you don't even get them by playing. You get them by walking. I feel like the early 2010s was a big push for companies to get you off your ass and start doing some physical activity. Nintendo obviously practiced this with their Wii Fit series, but also with oddities like the Poke Walker. I consider this to be the predecessor to play coins, as the amount of steps you take becomes linked to your copy of Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I never had one, but it sounds like a really cool one-off concept that puts you in the shoes of a Pokemon trainer. Definitely the kind of novelty that only works for this one series on this one accessory and would be off-putting if it was built into an entire system with compatibility in most of its major first, second, and third-party games. Anyway, yeah, the 3DS came out. Play coins are a special currency earned by walking or doing various other movements while your system is shut and in sleep mode. 100 steps equal 1 play coin, and you can earn up to 10 play coins per day. These coins can then be used to purchase special in-game content. Now, the 3DS bombed on release? With play coins? How? Now let's state the obvious. You give anyone a type of currency in 7 different Hakan statues in Super Street Fighter 4, and the first thing they're gonna try and do is cheat their way to getting as much as possible. That's why money laundering's a thing. But the method of cheating play coins is so simple and so obvious that even a stupid 8-year-old Wengo figured it out on his own. Before you report me to the police, yes, I did still go on walks with my 3DS in my pocket to get them legitimately. But the main way I got them was shaking that 3DS like my life depended on it. The classic 3DS shake. Ah, memories. I could have worked on that Shy Guy Bazaar time trial in Mario Kart 7, but instead I put hours and hours into that shaking. It kinda goes against the point, but I'd personally still consider it a workout, just on the arms instead of the legs. There are a bunch of other cheat methods as well. Hell, this might be the only video about 3DS play coins you find on YouTube that isn't an infinite money hack. There's changing the date on your system to bypass the daily limit. There's putting your 3DS on a turntable so it tracks steps without you even having to touch it, which I'd never do because it means I have to give up spinning the soundtrack of the Williams Taxi Pinball Table 24/7. Yes, I actually own this on vinyl. And there's also modding your system, which, if you have the ability to do whatever you want on your 3DS, I doubt you'd be interested in using play coins anyway. Not that I encourage that or anything. So let's just say you took a nice long walk around the block and maxed out your play coins for the day. What can you exchange them for? Well, the first place you can go and spend your play coins is the StreetPass Mini Plaza. You all remember StreetPass, the ability for your system to detect other 3DS systems nearby and automatically exchange info in certain games. It was pretty damn cool, and people are still bringing their 3DS to conventions today for this very reason. I'll forever be upset that I never thought to take mine to last year's EVO. The Mii Plaza was your main hut for StreetPass, and it came with a bunch of little games for you to play with all your parasocial 3DS-owning chums. But if you lived under a rock or really badly wanted to make progress in them, you could also spend your play coins. You pretty much just pay for little characters who serve the same function as people you StreetPass. Honestly, a good idea that incentivizes the physical activity aspect since you primarily StreetPass people by walking around with your 3DS in your pocket. It's nice to have something that gives you an extra boost in these neat mini-games and offers an equal experience for people who aren't able to StreetPass often. Also, Miiforce was surprisingly really solid. Uh-oh, is it random tangent time already? Welp, here we go! So in the Mii Plaza's beloved bastardized version of an RPG, Find Me, players progress through a series of rooms fighting enemies to eventually save the captured king. You! A fun thing about it is that every Mii gets a standard attack as well as a unique power correlating to the color of their shirt. This is of course more random for people that use play coins. It's a fun way to make the people you pass contribute something different to your journey. Until you get to the second to last room in the whole game, the 3rd floor of Mirage Tower. The room is enveloped in darkness. Or enveloped? I never see this as a verb. Most of the Miis you pass aren't able to do jack shit here. The one thing that this room requires in order for you to make that tiny bit of progress you have left towards finishing the game is someone with white power. Magic, white magic, which obviously can only be used by a Mii with the white shirt. Now, riddle me this. Out of all the kids you knew in the early 2010s, whose favorite color was fucking white? Not anyone I knew, that's for sure. So if you didn't know any big fans of the color white, you had to prey on that 1 in 12 or 8% chance of getting one with play coins. And I spent so many play coins on just this one room that it is forever burned into my brain whenever I think of the StreetPass Mii Plaza games. Why didn't they make it a burning room that needs blue water magic or something? Whose favorite color is what? I think when they had me play through it a second time to unlock the second Find Me game, I just had my brother change his Mii shirt to white, so that was a significantly more viable way around it. I did unlock Find Me too, and it actually did have that fire room idea. It made it so you were forced to have 2 Miis of the same color at once, and there were multiple rooms that required the same thing but with different colors. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. What does spending play coins get you in real video games? Sorry, that was mean to say about Miiforce. They let you unlock new features in Nintendo's other free software, like AR games and Swapnote. That makes sense. They unlock hints for the player in Link Between Worlds, Box Boy, and the Sudoku game with no page on the Nintendo fandom wiki. That's a fun way to give the player an extra boost in a way that isn't restricting them from anything, if they don't feel like looking up a guide online. They unlock StreetPass exclusive challenge levels in Sonic Generations, Shinobi, and Professor Layton. They let you purchase weapons in the Resident Evil games, and they even let you resurrect your characters in Shin Megami Tensei 4 with some of the highest prices yet, depending on the circumstances of your death. That's probably the most use you're ever gonna get out of those steps.
Seeing as you have a healthy supply of play coins, you can pay me in play coins if you'd like.
This is the first time I'm hearing about this, and you don't know how happy I am that he actually says that in the spoken dialogue. But the most popular usage of play coins in these games, as well as my favorite, are stupid little collectibles.
This is cool.
The figure gacha in Kid Icarus Uprising, the figure gacha in Super Street Fighter 4, which you can actually time if you're good, the keychain gacha in Kirby Triple Deluxe, the actual gashapon machine in the Yokai Watch games, the trophy shop in Smash 4 with crazy inflated prices that make you just want to use the in-game gold instead, the model raffle in Xenoblade Chronicles, and the best one by far, the exclusive Nintendo-themed fortune cookie items in Animal Crossing New Leaf. God, those are so cool. I love whenever Nintendo gets so shamelessly Nintendo. Those are all the notable things you can get from play coins. Fittingly, no meaningful content is locked behind them in any of the paid games. All they do is give you some fun bonus content to dig around with. Or a second chance at life if you're into that. It's interesting to look back on Nintendo's weirdo experiments like this, whether or not they actually worked as they were intending. Did Nintendo successfully encourage people to be more active and spread the good word of the Nintendo 3DS everywhere they walked? I wouldn't know. I'm assuming more people opted for the shake method, but hey, maybe it worked on a few people. Either way, it's a cute gimmick and one of those things that gives the 3DS a unique, freakish identity that a ton of fans fell in love with, myself included. Is it the kind of thing Nintendo should bring back? Hell no, I don't think this would translate to the Nintendo Switch at all. But this is the kind of stupid bullshit that gives me a fondness for Nintendo, especially around this era. Rest in peace, Nintendo 3DS.